So leg number 4 then. Chance to see Danny Trueman once again. Now, he'll be looking to win this leg, not just for Scotland, but for himself as well, because he was 0 from 4 in his match last night. He did wire the bullseye for a 1-6-7 finish, which would have been a remarkable turnaround, given there was a scoring visit of 9 in there from Trueman. He goes up against Chris Gilliland, who, to the wider darting public, is probably the most well-known of the Northern Irish team. He's played things like Challenge Tour and the Modus Super Series, and teams maybe need that one player who they can maybe rely upon to produce some stardust at times, and Gilliland could be that man.
Yeah, he could well be, and sometimes you need that style of player in your team, and Danny Trueman, he was the star showing for Scotland in the home internationals. So I was very surprised to see that he struggled to register a win yesterday, but didn't need to. The team had done the job. He'll be there at the end. And I've seen stranger things happen. 60. Could he be the one winning the winning double tomorrow night to win the whole thing?
Yeah, could well be. He was voted the player of that tournament, Danny Trueman. So a surprise, really, that he just didn't perform yesterday. The scoring 100. Power wasn't there. He'll be satisfied with an opening visit of a ton. Davy Kerwin and Ricky Dunlop will follow this as the 5th players from their 58. Respective teams, and then we'll turn things around. Different fixtures, 25 potential legs lined up with all potential matchups on offer.
95.
Both players looking to get something started here. But it's always hard on your first game. There's always 81. Nerves, there's always butterflies, and they're very difficult to overcome. And those nerves and butterflies are there all the time when you're playing international darts, because you're representing your country. I can't explain to you how much more 96. Difficult it is to do that. Sometimes it's easier to be playing for thousands of pounds than it ever is playing with your country's shirt on your back for, a €4 medal.
98.
And not just that as well, because you're in a team, you're not just, if you don't perform, you're not just letting yourself down, it's 4 teammates as well. So the pressure can ramp up a bit.
Yeah, and you see some really quality players that play 46. Well as an individual. This format just not suiting them whatsoever. So it takes all sorts, this does. You have to be a team player to play this and not play for yourself. You've got to be playing for the guy in front of you and the guy 100. Behind you, and just do your
Scotland
bit.
Require 164.
Start thinking about yourself in this situation. You stop yourself effectively.
Was looking for another treble 19 to tee up a shot at the bull.
92.
That's okay though. 104. Leaves 72. 104 for Chris Gilliland. Treble 20. Leaves double 12.
80.
So that's the first dart at double Northern Ireland have had, and it's missed by Gilliland.
This would hurt. Should get a dart at it. Another single. Oh, is that the voodoo nightmares coming back from yesterday for Trueman?
40.
It is possible.
Northern Ireland, you require 24.
Clear pathway to double 12. Now double 6.
12. Scotland, you require 32.
Well, it's been a nervy display so far from the Ulstermen. Double 16 for Danny. This is a great chance to end the drought. Gets double 8, and Danny Trueman sees Scotland into a 4-0 lead. 2 breaks of throw, and even in the early stages, Northern Ireland find themselves in trouble. It is a very elongated format, but already they're giving themselves a lot of work to do.
Scotland, Danny Trueman, and representing Northern Ireland, Ricky Dunlop.
Danny Truman will feel slightly revived after winning that leg against Chris Gilliland. It's his first leg victory in the tournament so far after 4 fruitless attempts against the Welsh last night. He goes up against Ricky Dunlop, who hit that tremendous 15-darter, and perhaps the positive,
Okay,
he
ladies and
hits a
gentlemen,
really
this is
good
leg
leg.
number 7. Best
He's
of all,
only got around
Scotland
3
to
minutes
throw
off the
first.
stage, and then he's back
Game
straight
on.
on. So little turnaround time, but that's probably a good thing on the back of throwing a really good leg.
Yeah, very much so, and particularly on a win. When you've had a loss and you're straight back on, you can still have those memories. But trying to explain to the England boys earlier that a loss has to just give you the fire in the belly to make sure it doesn't happen to you on the trot. Cannot be afforded to lose in 2 games on the trot, otherwise it does put your team in all sorts of problems. So once again, don't think about your situation, just thinking about getting down to that double as quickly as you can and giving yourself opportunities.
A good way to do that is to hit scores like that. What a shot from Ricky Dunlop, 177.
Yeah, you have to say there must be a certain amount of momentum going with Ricky here from his last win.
He's in again.
180!
Well, Ricky Dunlop looks like the man to beat for Northern Ireland. Been very solid from Danny Truman here, but potentially going to be blown away by Dunlop.
119. Northern Ireland, you require 44.
Double 16.
12. Scotland, you
And after
require
all the hard
59.
work of the 177 and 180, Dunlop may walk away from this leg as the loser. That's the advantage that Truman has of throwing first. Just about gets the single 19. And finds tops, and Ricky Dunlop, despite 2 perfect scoring visits, comes away from that with nothing. Danny Truman, a man on form today with a 14-darter.
We now move on to leg number 8, ladies and gentlemen. Representing Northern Ireland, Gary Elliott. And representing Scotland, Davy Kirwan.
Furious with himself because he missed
15th leg
5
representing
chances
Scotland,
to help
Danny
Northern
Truman.
Ireland close
And
the
for
gap.
Northern Ireland, Gary Elliott.
Daddy True constant spring. Them checks where we come from Cosmos Spring, but the true them no know anything. Them no know say we top ranking, uptown top ranking. Should I say me and the ranking dread? Check out which I'm in.
Well, that last leg was probably the highlight of the match so far. Scott Campbell, 6 darts into a 9. Ricky Dunlop then found himself on the big fish, didn't hit it. Then there was some messing around on the doubles before Campbell finally got the job done on double 1. Real frustration for Dunlop
15th
now,
leg
and it
in
just
Scotland
ramps
from
the pressure
first.
up on
Game
Northern
on.
Ireland and Gary Elliott in particular, because he's the only player out of the lot so far, Scott, that hasn't won a leg so far.
Yeah, and that starts to play on your mind because you feel you're not doing your part for the team, and
100.
nothing to panic about just yet. But you've just got to get a win on the board, and just for your own
85.
confidence and peace of mind.
$60. $96.
Yeah, what Gary Elliott needs to do is to score better and give himself opportunities to win legs. He's not had a single dart at double yet. It's not as if he's walked away
140.
having had those opportunities. Kind of bypassed him.
Yeah, and Truman's been a better player in this game, hasn't he? than
96.
yesterday's match. So he's found his mojo a little bit and is making it very difficult for Gary to settle in the game and in the leg at all.
105.
Great use of the bullseye. Gets him down to a 2-darter. And so far, it's been one big treble per visit for Gary. That's not been enough because Danny's playing some excellent darts right now.
58. Scotland, you require 96.
Not the right shot, leaves a bogey number. Gives Truman 2 opportunities at 96. Look to stay there to find the treble. There was the option of double-double, but with Elliott back on 166, probably unnecessary
42.
to go for that.
Yeah, unnecessary, but I mean, it was blocked, wasn't it? So, you know, there was nothing to lose by doing it. Maybe you could have set up, but 46 left here, 10 or a 6 then.
126. Scotland,
for the
you require
6.
54.
And now this has to go for Truman.
That's the simple part done.
Well,
Well, I couldn't even say what a marker because the dart landed on the floor. Double top for Gary Elliott. He has now made his contribution. Northern Ireland cut the gap once again. It's 9-6. There is still a lot of work to do. Danny Truman, I think, just having a laugh and a joke with the referee there about how far away that attempt at table toppers. Lockery and Danny Truman. And a much better showing from Truman here today. Lockery winning 1 from 3, Truman 2 from 3.
Flag, it's Northern Ireland to throw
Mid-80s average
Game
for
on.
the Scot, around about 78 for Lockery. So we'll be hoping to push that gap closer together. Incidentally, Ricky Dunlop is the man averaging more than anyone else by quite a distance in this match. It's a mid-90s one for him. Lockery begins in the treble 20.
100.
It's quite a
96.
staccato rhythm to the Truman throw. He brings his arm up and then it kind of jerks back before he releases it.
Yeah, I believe he's a teacher by trade.
140.
So yeah, he's trying to get his throw all wound up, I suppose.
Well, I hope it is math that he does teach.
140.
I can't see it being that, being a dart player. I can't see it. Maybe. I will inquire.
Now Lockery will be hoping to teach Danny Truman a lesson here. He's down to 1-2-1 after 9. Should probably go up to treble 20. That's where his eye line is.
43. Northern Ireland, you require 121.
Luxury now for Lockery. Doesn't have to go on the bullseye.
Looks like he's going back up for the treble 20.
57.
4 left. Also gives him options. Truman way back on. 3 little ducks, 2-2-2.
85. Northern Ireland requires 64.
Treble 16 or treble 8. Now double top for a 15 darter.
24. Scotland, you require 137.
this would be a hammer blow to Northern Ireland. 2 tops, surely. He's found the treble 19. It was aggressive.
77.
It was a good effort.
Northern Ireland require
And it's always
40.
the fear, unfortunately, going that way. You've got to go on it on the gingerly side and make sure you're underneath if you can, but under the adrenaline and pressure of these situations, not always easy.
20. Scotland, you require 60.
Darrell Lockery was off-piste with the last dart. It could be costly. A break of throw on the cards. And it's found by Danny Truman, who put Scotland to within 2 legs of a second group victory. Disappointment for Lockery and for Northern Ireland there. Missing 4 darts to win the leg.